I got a bag of skulls, I got a bag of bones, I got a bag of skulls, and you are all at home. Welcome to the Fister Show. I got some deals today. I'm gonna show you what's going on this coming Black Friday. So check out the deals on skulls. Actually, I don't have any deals on skulls. How are we doing? Welcome. Come on in. Prodigal Aquarius, the first one here, just to hit it out of the park this morning. Come on in. Test. Do we have a test? So how are we doing? Assyriana, hello, howdy. Rabbit Moon. You know, Claire, do you know the group Rabbit and the Moon, or Rabbit in the Moon? Rabbit in the Moon, I think it's called, right? Electronic group. Does your name have anything to do with that, or is it just Rabbit Moon? Like the two common things, the moon and the rabbits. Patricia, hello. Coro, hello. Yeah, grab some Dr. Pepper because I am going to throw some mind grenades tonight. Yeah, that's right. You're going to learn something whether you want to or not. So deal with it. How's that? I got all my ADA and AFA stuff here now. I don't have the plants, I guess, or fish or hardstone. There's escape. I don't have the stones, but I'm going to hopefully tomorrow now unbox all of that. And I mean, I've got the ADA LCD screen that goes behind your whole. Actually, I don't think it's LCD. I think it's just LED, like at an angle projected through fogged glass. And then there's like a tint you can put over it to make it look like a sunset or a sunny blue sky, or there's a number of things you can do with it, or just foggy white, and backlight the aquarium. I've never had that option other than just shining lights at an angle behind my fish tanks, which I do from time to time because I kind of like how that looks when you can see the fish backlit. But yeah, how are we doing though, guys? See, folks are filtering in like a well-seasoned aquarium should. Let's see here. Rachel, what's going on? Coro, him flip, what's up? Bambi, good to see you. First class fish, also good to see you. A lot of Asian cultures see a rabbit on the moon, not a man. Fun fact. Yeah, that's true. You're right. East Asia specifically. Yeah, definitely. You're totally, I hear you. Kinky Konagai. I don't know what that means. I hope I didn't say some terrible thing in Japanese. But hello, welcome. CR Fish, what's going on? First class fish, what's going on? Who else we got in here? Jan, what's up? Friday Night Live, that's right. I almost used my old SNL, like the original 70s SNL font and everything that I have that says Friday Night Live that I made that says Fishery Friday Night Live. But I didn't. Hey, John Monroe, what's going on? Happy birthday, brother. Happy, should I say it out loud? Dare I say it? 70th? Holy smokes. Young at heart. And what a good guy, John. Happy birthday. A little belated, but glad to see you here. Cinnamon Girl, what's going on? Hope you're doing well also. And Budget Bonsai. We got lots of good folks coming in today. So first of all, I want to say that in my link description down below, so in the description of the event, I have a GoFundMe linked. Now, you guys know I don't link a lot of GoFundMes just because it sucks. And I am, as much as I appreciate them when they've been done, it saddens me that so much of our society in the richest country in the world, supposedly, that our medical system is like largely now compiled of people needing help through GoFundMe. Like, that is ridiculous. But go on there, and it's 40%. Oh, I'm spitting now. I'm so angry. It's 40% of the campaigns on like GoFundMe, and in the Indiegogo, I think it's like 30, and there's one of them. There's a few, there's a few different sites, but on one of them, it's 50% of the site of stuff is either medical, and then if you count funeral, that's like another 20%. The fact that we can't bury someone in a family without it, ruining you, it's just, I don't know. If we can't take care of each other here, I just like boggles my mind. Okay, I'm done saying anything about that politically in a sense, but there is a GoFundMe for Thompson Aquatics, Jacob, who passed away way too young, battling immune issues his whole life. Just had a very, very tough life. Very strong young man, very smart young man, very, very kind young man. And his friend and friend of the family put up a GoFundMe, and that's linked in the top of my description. Don't feel obligated, but if you knew him and you want to help with the funeral costs, the family's trying to raise $5,000 so that they can, put a nice slideshow together and get him a funeral and all that. So that link is there if you're interested in checking it out. And I want to do something. Same with Mrijal Singh, who's been gone now for a while, but he was another young man who left far too early, who was an incredibly smart and talented and caring dude. And between a couple of the folks we've lost, especially these ones that we lose before the age of like 30, in their 20s, in teens, it's just, it tears my heart apart to think about, and it makes me very grateful though that we're all still here. And yeah, so yeah, let's see here. So, what do I have for you today, my friends? Well, I have for you a pretty interesting set of what's going on for Black Friday. So, Aquatic Arts this year is not doing like a giant sale on Black Friday. They don't like doing that. They don't like the way that the animals come in and they all stack up and every tank is full to the brim, and then they try to sell all that really quick, because that means you got to plan for it. If you're doing the fish properly, you want to QT them at least a week or two, feed them, kind of get them acclimated, and if you're really doing it properly, like DANSFISH and places like that have done it in the past, they used to, I don't know if it's still always the case. I've heard there's been a few changes lately, but I would like to talk to Dan about that. But I've heard that, the idea is a minimum of 2 weeks to clear out parasites, to see if there's deficits in, like if some of them aren't eating or if they're losing weight, stuff like that. So yeah. Oh, right on. Sydney Peterson. Love to hear that. On a fun note, I got a mini anchor catfish from Aquatic Arts. I love them. Aren't those cool? Those are a neat little fish. And you can have literally like a 1 gallon aquarium and they would live in there. Should they live in a 1 gallon aquarium? No, you should give them a bigger aquarium than that. But if you had, you could literally use this. If this were a aquarium, this turkey pan, if this were an aquarium and you just had sand at the bottom, they would be more than happy in just like an algae covered with a fountain pump on that, as long as it were warm, as long as it were over 70 degrees. You could keep those. They're really a fun one. But Brian, hello, come on in. And Sonny, good to see you, my friend. Also, come on in. But yeah, so I have some stuff to show you. Some pretty crazy deals. Aquatic Arts. Guys, I used to do big old giveaways with Aquatic Arts where we'd give away a $50 gift card, a $100 gift card, a $200 gift card. And that would be what we did for the giveaway, right? Well, now I've worked with them long enough that we're going to now be using the Fishery code to literally give all of y'all like $1,000 more than we ever could, even just to one person. So what does that mean? It means like they're breaking even almost on some of this stuff, okay? So they've got some pretty good deals, and they're already starting right now because, like I said, they don't want to sell through their fish and then all of a sudden have no fish in December and shut down because it's too cold and the holidays shipping gets slow and then fish pass away and all that. So they want to go through their livestock in the month of November this year gradually. So they've got these crazy deals where you could get 12 kiloloaches for $31 last week. So I want to show you some of their deals. In all fairness, I do get I got $150 credit from last month for livestock, and so I plan on making a big order from them soon. So I thank you, and you'll also get to see whatever it is I acquire from them from the affiliate link. So if you guys decide to buy something, it helps the channel, and obviously it helps me in being able to make new content and the way I want to stock the new Aquascape tank and the way I want to stock other things. So yeah. Radina, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Haven't caught us live stream in a while. Yeah. Yes, I did get some, I got some relief and Cinnamon Girl, hello. Also, yeah, I got some relief from the medical crazy avalanche that was on my head. So I'm so grateful about that. So grateful for everybody's help. The last 2 years have been rough. They've been buckle down, not buying any new fish really. If I can get it for free or trade it or sell some babies or plant clippings or store credit, then I got them. But other than that, I really wasn't. You guys probably noticed I haven't done a ton of species spotlights because traditionally on this channel, I have about half my tanks. When I had 30 tanks or so, I have half that are my tanks that I keep. The other half are 15 or 20 tanks is breeding tanks, plant grow out tanks for some group of Corydoras or some bettas or whatever it may be, guppies. And then I basically will take those and sell them at the club or trade them or give them away or whatever it may be. But I like to do all that. Kendra and Jeff at Aquatic Arts are fast with responding to email questions and issues. Yes, they are pretty good about that. And I think they have a really good team right now. My hair is doing something really crazy. Sorry, guys. Very distracting. I'm sure you guys are all what is wrong with your hair? Why are you so crazy, Alex? There, that's better. Much better, right, guys? What happened is it rained like crazy, and then it was humid from raining, and then hat hair just went insane in Seattle. It can be quite troubling, but yeah, they're a good team. Everything's functioning well there at Aquatic Arts. They got things running. So I want to show you guys though some of the deals they have running right now, and there will be more deals next week. But they just announced like the deals that are running now through Thanksgiving, I think. That's what it is. So let me show you. And some of these deals are already selling out. Like they had a deal on panda cories where I think you could get them for basically $3.50 a fish is what it came out to. I think they've already sold out in like 6 hours. So let me show you guys this, because if you want to use Fishery 15 instead of their Fins 15, which lets you do it a certain amount of times, you can buy their stuff and use it on like one item. If you guys use Fishery 15, use that code once and you can buy as many of the BOGO items as you want, and you get the 15% off. Plus the BOGO items, plus the green markdown sale for Black Friday. You guys could be making some crazy savings there. And I am proud like that we have worked together now 8 years and that we've got it like this good of a deal. It's why we're not doing the like giveaway to just, one or two viewers. We literally can extend, like we can, instead of spending $500 on a budget that looks fancy and gets lots of clicks and views, I'd rather spend $1,000 like right off the bat from their marketing budget and be like, actually, let's take that and apply that to the wholesale price and pick 3 or 4 fish that are popular with members of my channel, people who've used the code before, and let's give them those fish for a killer deal. Yes, I have checked out Tropical Fish Co. since their website went live. I have had a chance to check that out. Very cool. I hope to speak with Jody P. And, I think I'm going to talk with them and actually have them probably on the channel at some point to chat about that, just to get an understanding of what's going on, to show you guys a new place where folks have fish and inventory. Same with Redfish Bluefish .shop. That's a place that is still technically open. I don't know how long they'll stay open. If like they have a day job too, and he's holding down a day job and a online fish store, and he has like 80 tanks in this like barn on his property, and it's like it's a lot of work. So him and his teenage son have been holding it down, but yeah. Has anyone bred bumblebee gobies successfully? No luck over the summer. Oh, your dog got to him, huh? Yeah, I have not had any success raising those. A lot of them live in brackish water, and there are true freshwater bumblebee gobies. That being said, I don't know how true it is that they don't maybe go to brackish water a little bit for their spawning. I don't. I also don't see them being bred in numbers really, but they are very cheap in the hobby. They're like $4 or $5 usually at stores, which that is extremely cheap for a nano fish that's very cool looking. So here, let's share, because sharing is caring, guys. It can be fun. I'll give you some when we can each have some before we had none. So here, I'll just make this the whole screen. So these little guys, $7.99 for locally bred, US bred, bought from other fish keepers, which I love to hear, to see. These little gold dust split fin mollies, love that. I think those are really cute. These are just kind of a cool little fish, but they are a neat one. These ones have like the silver and the gold and the platinum genes sparkling around all over on them. Look at that. You get the silver little circles, you got the gold stripes. Very, very, very cool with all of that stuff going on. But $7.99 a piece. Let's see how much 6 are. $38, and you get 15% off if you wanted to buy those. Now, They also have some really killer deals on. They have BOGO deals on plants. They have BOGO deals on fish and on invertebrates. And let me show you guys some of those too, and on crabs and all sorts of stuff. So shrimp, though, let me see. How do we get to the BOGO stuff? Might be able to just go straight here. Let's see here. So if we go in here and then we go, let's see, I'm going to figure this out. So if you wanted, in any case, guys, if you wanted to get these shrimp as is, right now, that $11.99 there, that's the sale price. Just of the day, whatever. This is the price you'll pay. This is what they normally go for. The $12.99 is crossed out, just a little bit down, right? Like $1 off or whatever. Well, $1.50 off. So then you get 15% off that number. So you guys would get that deal. But keep in mind right here, guys. So remember this number, $12 or so for these little bibalti, these rare but beautiful freshwater shrimp. They are one of the earliest ones in the hobby. Now, they weren't popular early on. Look at these too. These new snow zebra siluaceae shrimp. Also, these are around $12 a piece. The super zebra bibaltis, or the zebra bibalti shrimp with the stripes, I got some of those. They're $14. So now let me show you. Oh, and by the way, yeah, they've got all these live cultures of worms and micro worms, white worms, grindle worms, Daphnia, scuds. They've got all sorts of stuff. They've even got siluaceae shrimp. So then now, how do I get to, if we go to Aquatic Arts, I think it should be up here, the new arrivals. They also have these, the yellow eye shrimp. Now, these are not the same as the ones that you may or may not have seen in my video. They're not the orange demon eyes, but they are the ones that have the trait of white or cream and yellow colored eyes. And that is a line that's unique to the U.S. It's not the German line, by the way. But I'm trying to, here we go. We'll see it come by in a second here. Here, this deal right here. So go to Aquatic Arts homepage and then go to this one epic month of deals. Click on the 4 Black Fridays. And this is week 3. There will be one more new week of this. Probably announced right before 11/27, probably right at the end there. I'm guessing on Black Friday or maybe Cyber Monday, depending on what they end up doing. But what I wanted to show you about that, so those shrimp, you remember how I said they were like 12? So you click on the inverts section and look at this. You can get 10 assorted Neocaridina shrimp, these ones, the just random ones, for $26. That's $2.60 each, and you get 15% off of the BOGO price with my code as well. That's insane. Now, here's the bibalti green shrimp. Here's that zebra snowflake shrimp from Siluaceae. Here's a mono shrimp. Here's super. Oh, wait. You guys aren't seeing this, are you? Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. Let me get you guys so you're on the right. You guys didn't bring you along with me. Let me get you guys on the right page. I feel so bad that I left you guys behind for a moment. Okay, so we're going to copy this, pop it over here, paste, boom. All right, so when we go to this, see, did that work? Yeah, okay, inverts. So now that we're on the inverts page, like I said, we've got all these. You got Amanos, the orange creamsicles. We've got the green bibaltis. Look at their weird eyes and their serrated rostrum and the little gold dust they've got all over them. These are more from like the Middle East and India. There are maybe even in Egypt as well. And then these are those snowflake red shrimp. Then you've got the orange Amano. The super zebra. Then here we've got the orange creamsicle Amano. You've got the white Amano, and then my favorite, the yellow Amano. And then there's also the original Amanos, which have a look. Well, any one of these shrimp, these hot shrimp. So you guys remember they were about $12 a piece on sale. So now let's say you want 5 of these zebra Siloase shrimp, okay? Well, if you get 5, you'll get another 5 free if you buy 5. So if you want 5 of these, you'll get 5 more. So 10 of them. Instead of it being $100 for 5, now it is $49.99 for 10. So they are only $4.99. But then you also get my 15% off, and you can buy more stuff. If you spend $250, shipping is free. So that like $70 shipping that everybody worries about, just spend more money or get a friend. You each drop $125, and then you got your shipping paid for. If you got someone local to you, you know how much you could get for that right now if you use these deals. Same with these Amanos. So normally Amanos, for 6 of them, you'd be paying $43. Right now, you're paying $21 for 6 Amanos. And you can select whether you want the orange or the snowball or the lemon. The Babaltis, that's another one that everybody's like, are they going to sell those? Are they going to sell those? And the answer was no. Green Babaltis. These weird freaks, right? They're usually $107. So they're $20 a shrimp oftentimes. Well, right now, they're $5 and basically 40 cents a shrimp. Get my discount on top of that green price. You get 10 of them for $53. Knock another 15% off that. I mean, that's going to be the best deal by far of the year for any of these kinds of shrimp. For these shrimp too, we'll check it just because. But again, it was something like where did they go? Oh, right here. The zebra Babaltis, or super zebras as they're sometimes called. These guys here, again, they've got that kind of cool eye gene that is real similar to the gene that you see on Michael Heiser's, or Hostler's, sorry, Michael Hostler's strain. Well, then you can get those for 5 of them. Normally, you'd be paying, normally for 10, you'd be paying $14 per shrimp. You'd pay $140. Right now, you pay $69.99, $70 for 10 shrimp. That's $7 per shrimp instead of 14. Plus you got, so it's basically a half off sale plus another 15% off. So you got half off plus the 15% off, which is really, if you prorate that down, that's actually 7.5%. But if you want to look at it, you could, so it's really like getting them essentially 60% off, give or take 2.5%. But you're not going to get a better deal this season on those shrimp, that's for sure. Now, I do want to also find the other deal. They have plant BOGO deals and stuff as well. And copy, paste. All right. How are we doing Are we doing good, guys? Airborne, good to see you. First Class Fish, what's going down? Regina, good to see you. Patricia, you got a dozen blue-eyed emperor tetras for $3 each at the local fish store. Also a rescued pair of T-bar cichlids. Oh, that's a good one. Nice one. I love T-bar cichlids. Those are really underrated for sure. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So, yeah. First Class Fish, I have to tempt your wallet. That's like what we're doing here. We're tempting each other's wallets. I have to tempt my own wallet. So on this same page, do they have BOGO deals on fish? Yeah. I don't know why it says from $0. That's there might be an error. Quick, guys, jump on it if there is. Gosh. Let's see here. No, what's going on? So if you wanted 3 neon tetras plus another 3, so 6 neon tetras, oh yeah, $6.99. You think you guys can pay $1 per neon tetra because you get my 15% off after that too? You guys, is that too steep for you? $1 per neon tetra? Yeah, that's a pretty good deal these days. Amber tetras, boom. That's actually a very pale one. That's probably literally the one from their group. But for 6 of them, $9.99. I need these. I need these right now. I'm gonna order let's see. I wonder if I can order 3, 6. So I'm gonna probably order that 3 times because with 15% off $9.99, basically it's $9 before taxes. So for 18 freaking dollars, I can get 12. 12. Which, I mean, I guess at that price for $36, I could get 24 of them. I mean, that is a crazy deal for embers, which a lot of times I see them for $4.99, $3.99, $4.99, $5.99, $6.99 even, depending on size and color. What else is on here? We saw the Ember Tetras. What else did we see here? Oh yeah, Panda Cories. Do they even have any left? Oh, they've got a couple left, you guys. They got 5 packs of 6 left. $20 for 6 Cories for the Panda. Look at that freaking cute little face. That is a crazy deal. That is insane. So you guys want 6 Panda Corydorus, and that is their name. Their Latin name is Panda, and for $20 plus 15% off that. So that's another $2 off. Say in your head, even if that you were just gonna say it's 10%, it's actually like $3 off. But whatever. No, who's counting here? So $17, $17.99 for 6 of these little Corydoras. I mean, hard to freaking beat that. That's $3 a Cory. Pretty wild. Now, going back to all of this riffraff, let me go back. So all you have to do is go to the top of their page at Aquatic Arts, and you'll enter this. You'll see all this again. And on the 4 Black Fridays, this is how you secretly get around not having to sign up for the newsletter. Also, like Panda Garas, only $7.99. They're 20% off. These crayfish, $15. So I mean, they've got all these crazy deals. If you look down through here, they've got really good deals. And I mean, some really cool fish too. The golden vampire pleco, that's an unusual one. They've got their yellow-eyed shrimp that they're releasing. Their yellow-eyed neocaridino with their red eye, plus the pack. Kind of cool, where you get all the different. Here, I'll show you guys. You get this whole box. When you get a pack of the shrimp, you get a year's worth of food. You get the soy husk, you get the little nutrient pellets, and you get pollen granules. The pollen granules are so cool. You put a couple of these bee pollen granules. You don't need to get them from an aquarium source, but I mean, that's one way to get them. But you put those in the water, they sink down after floating for a minute, and then they all of a sudden shoot back up to the top of the water, leaving a trail that looks like fireworks of golden dust. And then they hit the top of the water and they mix like oil and vinegar on the top of water, or water and vinegar, whatever. And it makes this cool, like it separates, just like putting soap or oil on water, and then it falls again and starts to crumble. It looks like a meteor rising and falling. Pollen granules, shrimp love them, fish love them. They're full of nutrients. And then so you get those, plus you get a plant, whether it's a floating plant sampler or moss or Java fern. They usually have options. And then you get usually a sampler of their botanicals. So you could see if you want those or something else, as well as one of these wet Buddha pods. And it includes these fully waterlogged, which is awesome because, one, they are already cycled with beneficial bacteria and the tannins and everything. They already have food for your shrimp to survive and to start breeding, spawning on. And then they also will sink, which is really nice. Now, if you do this, you'd get, how would you want to do this? If you could, they're already running out of these packs too. Wow. So these, you could do 5 yellow-eyed reds and 5 yellow-eyed cherry. I don't know what the difference is. Hold on, guys. I guess we'd have to look at the pictures. You know, I have to do work. Yellow eye, and then the Buddha pod and food. So you could also just order the Buddha pod and food. How does that come? Oh, these are just different combos, I guess. So you can get 3 shrimp plus all the food and botanicals. And these shrimp are pricey. These are like $20 a pop, because they're the new eye colors, right? But yeah, so those deals pretty cool. Now, the other deals that I saw that I wanted to go over, and then we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. My name's Forrest Gump. The other thing, they have supply deals. So like bee pollen, water clarifier, root tabs, shrimp envy foods, snail food, that kind of stuff. But then they also have right here, they've got the plant deals. So this was the other piece of the pie that I was excited about, was on these plant deals. So normally you get the large mother plant in a petite lava stone of the Anubias barteri. You get 2 of those for $15.99 instead of $32. You can go down here under the menu tab and you can select things. So you could get things like a red flame sword, beautiful red flame sword. Everybody knows that one probably. But you get that. You get another one. So you get 2 of the red flame swords for $7.99. So that means take another 15% off that. So $1 or so off that. So $6.99. So say $3 or so per red sword, potted and ready to go. Pretty cool deal. They also have all sorts of other, plants in here, like golden Ladelia. They've got the floating plant combo pack, which has salvinia, wolfia, water lettuce, duckweed. I don't know why I wouldn't want that, but if you didn't have any of that stuff yet, but they also have stuff like 1 bronze crypt wendetti, 1 crypt punter defolia, cardinal plant, 2 cardinal plants. Yeah, so they've got quite a few options on here, and it will be changing as we get ever so close to the blackest of all the Fridays. So the last thing I want to do on here, other than come check out the chat and say hello, Queen Kai, hello. Dagmar Haggerty, hello. Lush and Salty Aquariums, hello. Pretty wild, right, guys? Those deals. I mean, talking about you can get yourself 6 panda cories for $20 for $18. That's insane. Very insane. But I've had Lush and Salty says I've had 2 pairs of black chin live bears in my basket for 2 weeks. Tank raised rare beauties. I need to get more of them. I've got a couple of them, but I've got all these males hassling this one female. It makes me sad. Greg, the guppy guy, good to see you, man. Always good to see you, of course. Who else did I miss? Airborne. Did I get you in there? Who else is in here? Assyriana in Arkansas. Did you change your handle or did it just change on me? You probably just changed on me, right? Mike, what's going on, bro? Michelle, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. You guys can't see me. And I'm so conceited that I definitely need to be seen while I'm talking about a page that apparently won't load. Why won't this page load? I don't know why. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me get these loading, and then we will get back to regular scheduled program. Moneyless Maven Aquatics, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Michelle, what's up? How are you doing? Used to be in Alaska, Moneyless Maven. Well, now you down here. Now you can cash in on these deals, these aquatic arts deals if you want. Stephen P 2003, what's up? Just telling folks that I've got deals on Silawase shrimp for like $5 for the white snow zebras and for the cardinal Silawases. I mean, literally $20 is what people are asking for those a lot of times. Do I know of a shrimp dealer on the East Coast? Yeah. So Aquatic Arts is in the middle of the country, well, Indiana. And there is Grant Eater, Garden of Eater shrimp in Florida, central Tampa, Florida area. Both are, both are around, and I would say that Garden of Eater, Shelby and Grant, they have better Caridina shrimp by far and better deals. If you want crystals or blue bolts or Taiwan bees or whatever it is you want, but if you also they have Neos and things, but they're not as good a quality in my mind anymore because he has them outside in big bins. This is just my 2 cents, nothing personal. He does work to cull them and stuff, but it's really, really hard when you got them in a 300-gallon tote or whatever. It's hard to, how would you catch them and do a quality control on that other than catching them and just not giving away any that aren't any good? And that kind of changes based on stress. So it's kind of hard to do that. So I would say that Aquatic Arts has the best Neocaridina in my mind deals by far for quality of the line. Then I also deal with rareshrimp.com, which they have the Michael Hostler actual gold eye demon shrimp. They have that line from Germany that was going for $100 a shrimp. They're selling them for $24.99. And they have a bunch of the colors. James, thank you very kindly, my friend. I appreciate it. I have a discount code with the Garden of Eder. I think he might have a discount code. I don't know if it's still working, but I think it would be secret 10. All probably with the capital S, or either all capitals and then the number 10, or yeah, probably secret. Yeah. Secret 10 should be the one he had. I don't know if he's still honoring that, but if you ask him, he will probably. Yeah. Where's the gold eye from? So rareshrimp.com. They bring in shrimp that are like worth hundreds of dollars a piece, like boas and brand new morphs that are only found in Germany and Singapore, Malaysia, and stuff. They are the high end of the high end shrimp world for sure. And I decided to partner up with them. And Fishery 10 is how you can get 10% off. All caps, Fishery, no space, 10. Everybody other than Aquatic Arts that's new, their code will be Fishery, all in caps, and then 15% or 10%. Whatever I could finagle, that will be like the code as long as I can do it. Dan, I don't have a code for anymore, guys. So sorry about that. How true are the sun-kissed calicos from? Yeah, you have some from Aquatic Arts and a lot come out as wild still. Yeah, I've heard 50% is about what the best anybody's doing is. I've heard some people claim closer to 75% if you count that some have like clear spots, but they still have the orange, the yellow, and some red like on there somewhere. But the ones that really ooh and ah that are solid, like yellow with like a little bit of red, a little bit of orange in a bunch of different spots, those are kind of rare. I think those are more like 25 to 10%, honestly. Jeff Kane says, I'm really confident no one has a code for Dan anymore. Yeah, I don't think so either. Also, Aquatic Arts, their shipping is expensive because it's all overnight. And yeah, it's like $70 or $60, depending on where you live and what it is. It's all done by UPS. But if you spend $250, shipping's free. So, yeah. And that's probably, I always do that with all those sites. Just like Dan's. Like, I'm not going to pay $60 shipping unless I'm going to buy like $400 of fish. Or I know I'm going to breed, like, I want these two fish, or like, I'm going to get this live bear, a group of these. I'm going to get these shrimp. This will give me 3 different lines of different things that I'm going to breed. And I'll be able to make X amount of money in a year off those, and they'll pay for themselves. Like, that's how I used to do it. Not that I'm going to make money, but just like, when do I kind of break even on them? Now, if you're just buying community fish, I get it. Like, it's a lot. It can be a lot of money to people, and you get what you pay for. That, like Mike said, I have never had the Aquatic Arts stuff die from anything on Aquatic Arts side. I've gotten boxes that have been late by 8 days, and I still had a group of guppies that 2 out of 10 had died, and I don't know how. That was all that had died. And there were also some shrimp there were like 2 shrimp that had passed away or something. But usually they give you Aquatic Arts extras. Like they'll give you, especially if they see that you're using my code or whatever, they might throw in like some stickers. Like right now they're including, these little pleco stickers, little fish stickers, and they're doing stuff like those little food samples or a tissue culture. They kind of are known to just throw stuff in there, but definitely splitting the shipping helps big time. I highly recommend that. And also it is overnight. These are living creatures. Like anybody who sends fish by ground, they really have to know what they're doing, and they have to pack the fish individually, and really like I said, they really have to know what they're doing. But look at this right now, 3-spot torpedo cichlid. This is insane. $5.99 was $25.99. That's a markdown if I've ever seen one. These rosy bitterlings. These things are incredible when they spawn. They are bright white and red and black. They're so freaking cool. They've got tiger stripes. And just because they're showing the pictures they have of them in their, shop, people are probably resistant or hesitant to pay that. Look at this. They have the new species of the eye spot rasbora. This is off Billitung Island. They also have the red lace guppy, the platinum guppies. These are all ones that they're breeding in-house. They also have tequila giddyids, which are a care species. Look at these. These are all so marked down. So I know they bought these, and they just didn't sell. And so now they're trying to just clear them out. But look at this. Stigmatochromis wood-eye cichlid. Locally bred, so this is another Midwest person breeding care species or rare, Tanganyikan cichlids, and they're wanted $29.99 for these suckers. Now they're $7.99. Plus, you get 15% off that. Like, how can you beat that? Same with these Stigmatochromis melanochromis. These guys are beautiful. These blue, they turn like a Corellian blue, cerulean blue. Yeah, there they get dark. They get the yellow on them, and the males. Also, these Imperial Lapis Hyphosobricon, they're a cool one. These golden dwarfs. Now, a lot of people look at this and they're like, I wouldn't pay $19.99 for a fish. That's crazy. Guys, always double check, because it's usually that there's actually, for instance, for $28 you get 6 fish. So, it's like $5 a fish. It's not, a lot of people think that. I mean, look at the quality of these Medaka. Now, this is crazy. This is $50 a fish, but these are from Japan, and absolutely insane quality metallic Medaka with the yellow tail and all. And the blue eye and the yellow and platinum skin. Man, they're beautiful. Also, Pandagara, Gara flavata, $7.99. That's a killer deal. These are $14 at my local store. Aquarium Co-op is selling these for $17.99 right now, I think, for the adults. Also, these 2-stripe dwarf cichlids, Pistogramma bitiniata, $37. Let's see. I think they're selling these they probably sell these as pairs too. You can do one male, one female, one pair. $80, so $40 each if you're buying a pair. I mean, it's a good deal too for a lot of Epistos. Depends on where you're at. I mean, if we're talking orange flash or like real common Epistos, then no, you should pay like $15 for them. Cockatoides, stuff like that. I get it. Look at this. Red, orange head, Tapajo Earth Eaters. $19.99. I love Earth Eaters. These are really beautiful ones when they're grown up and they're actually like in their prime condition, if you want to call it that. They're absolutely incredible. Let me make these a little bit bigger. Yeah, I agree. First class fish. They probably are losing a lot of sales by people thinking that that's like here. This one we just established, you guys, that you could get these fish for $1. What was it? $1.99 a piece. And here they have $3.33. But I mean, it looked like you were paying $9.99 for one Ember Tetra, when really they had the deal right now that was buy 3 for $9.99. Then it was BOGO so you get 6 for $9.99. 6 for $9.99 is like a $1. I don't know. I can't do the math in my head. That's I can't. Why can't I do that math in my head? 6 for $10. So they're like what? Less than $1 a piece, 90 cents a piece, something like that, right? 80 cents a piece. Is that how that works? No. $1.08. Would that be $1? Wait, if they're $1.50, that would be 2 for 3. I don't know. I can't do the math. My brain is just frozen right now on that. But also, they got lots of other fish in right now. But again, people are like not getting the deal. Like, just like these guys, $8.99. Is this for one, or like what's the deal? Yeah, one. But if you buy a couple, usually they get way cheaper. Yeah, you can get 9 of them for $31. So for $30, you can get 9, or you can get one for $9. Like, okay, geez, what should we do, guys? Get 9 of them. That's awesome. Same with like Myanmar, Tiger Batis, Dario Myanmar. These are a real nice one. Said they have, wow, they only have 12. How many do they have? I don't know. So these are going for about $5 a pop right now with my discount. A little less than that. $4.90 a pop. That's a crazy good deal. Same with these lavender gouramis, really beautiful, bigger gourami, a little aggressive, but also the red panda melon barbs. These turn beautiful red and peach and black. Really cool coloration. With the eye, it looks like they're wearing some beautiful blue mascara type stuff. They also got these little crossbred Danio mixed with the CPDs. Anyways, they've got so many good fish right now. They also have a bunch of cool crabs and other things. The kitty tetra, again, super underrated. I think that's for 3 of them. Yep, 3 of them. Woo-wee! How many do they have? 9 of them. So, yeah. So basically $2 a piece, with my discount if you bought the 9-pack. You guys, they've got some really good deals when you scale them. They've also got just your normal platinum or assorted. There's platinum, there's lame, there's a few here, but they're trying to get rid of this stuff before the end of the year because they don't want to ship when it's super cold. So right now, with 15% off of 42, you're going to take off another $5 at least. So, I mean, you're looking at for 10 fish, essentially, they're always going to throw in an extra one when you buy 5 or more, pretty much. You know, you'll probably end up with rice fish for under $4. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Probably like $3.80. Thread fins, there's probably 3 of them. I don't know. Bluegrass guppies, beautiful Bolivian rams. I mean, just you can check out the site. I'm gonna stop hammering you guys in the head with it, but I just thought I'd show you guys these. Also, though, like some of these are really rare bitterlings and stuff that were coming out, and for a long time, people. They are not that. Let me tell you that. And here we've got. I just wanted to see what these look like for everybody's sake and my own as well. Let's see. Come on without. Come on within. Is this just not going to load ever? Maybe, Alex. Maybe that's just what's going to happen. Yeah. More black rice fish. Oh, they've got black chin live bears bred by Aquatic Arts. Boom. They just have the one male. Oh no, they have more. They have more things. Male and female pair, $22. Boom. Not bad. If you get just a male, 12. If you get just a female, 12. So what's that? 13, you know, minus a $1.50. $1.50, about $1.50. Anyways, but there's like another 5 to 10 pages of this stuff. Also, if you go to invertebrate, you can go to crabs, you can go to springtails, isopods, live culture foods. This is the best deals. These are the best deals that I have for Black Friday for this year. Look at this. They're already selling out of, I bet they already sold out of all these crabs recently when they got back in. They had all the Halloween ones and stuff ready to go. The vampire, all the colorful ones. Yeah, there's a Halloween crab. They do still have one of those. The red devil crab, another beautiful one. Pom-pom crabs, another awesome little micro, teeny, tiny crab. Also, tomato vampire, cool one. The little lemon vampire crab, really cool. And then they've got springtails and isopods. Let's see if they've got those back in stock. Ooh, still sold out. Well, not yet. They're all sold out. But they have had some of that come and go. Snails, again, they have a killer supply of cool snails. They got the swirly, pearly, pretty nearites. They got the double spike snail. They've got everything from ram's horn snails to chopstick snails to bladder snails. Why would you want bladder snails? Blah. To Japanese trapdoor snails, to mystery snail pack. Ooh. Horn nearites. And you can get them, a lot of times they'll have like this, B grade. $1.99 if they have any chips or cracks in them, and they can fix those over time usually. But yeah, here's sun thorn nearites. These don't lay all the little white eggs on everything. They do it a little bit, but nowhere near like the big nearites. And here we are. We got 4 pages of shrimp of snails in theory. They have everything from, you know, the giant orange rabbit snail to the Koopa snail to the mystery snails, more of them. Everybody loves a mystery snail. To the assorted red racer snails. These are always a really big hit. These ones here and these other ones, the tiger nearite and $3.99. Good deal. Same with the lightning bolt nearites. Pretty cool. So yeah, and then are they out of the antlers? Yep, Pink Lady antler neorites, they just sold out of. Thornhorn, they just sold out of. I know that's my doing. Thanks / sorry guys. And yeah, so let's see what they have for boosts. I was curious about this. Oh, okay. They only have one. I was gonna say I don't think they had a bunch of boosts right now because they only buy sustainably harvested stuff. Anyways, let's pop back over here. Hello. Okay, guys, how are we doing? Amy, hello. L Fish Tank, hello. Who else is in here? Iota. Jeff Kane. Always messing with his name. Makes me want to go insane. Makes me want to scratch my brain. If I couldn't scratch my brain, then I'm going to go insane. Because Mike is a guppy. Isn't gonna... going to hunt like some bettas will. Maybe. I haven't the funds available to allocate towards purchase at the moment. Airborne, that is 100% understood. Just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah, bladder snails for pea puppers. I think you're right, Jan. I think you're right. I think it's like a whole, probably, it's a whole grip of them, a whole container of them would be my guess. I don't, I didn't double check, but I would. That's what I'm guessing. Insane in the membrane. That's right. All right, you guys. So, we have any thoughts, questions, concerns of the moment tonight? I feel like everybody's a little subdued. I feel like nobody wants to turn it to 11. Nobody even wants to turn it to like 6. They're like, might kind of tire some people out. What's my favorite 20 long setup? I think my all-time favorite might either be it's either cribs and or like enigmatochromis or epistogrammas, some sort of little or candida cara, some sort of little live bear that there's a pair of. Then some little catfish or a snail or two, maybe some shrimp, maybe some sort of pencil fish or some sort of rasbora or tetra that's very small. That combo I love. The other one would be probably what do you call that? The Styphodon. Yeah. So probably the Goby tank, where you do a 20-gallon and you have this flow, and you have a tank that you kind of treat like a hill stream tank, and you get like wood and rocks, and you then put either a hang off the back filter or a power head or both, and point it towards one way so that it kind of loops back and comes around. But you got to put some dead spots, some angled rocks, so they can rest. But it's very fun to have, 7 or 10 or however many Styphodon or Sewilia loaches, any of the little loaches, hovering loaches, some of the little barb, like Pethia, Gallus, stuff like that, or the zebra hovering loach, or rosy loach, or like inlay loach, all that stuff. Love that stuff. Yeah, I was thinking VA dirt fishing. I was thinking of a bunch of ember tetras with the pygmy cories and rosy loaches. Yeah, that's fun. That's cool. Hate to spam, but I think you missed my question. Do you know anybody who has a pistogramma? No, Paul Muelleri anymore. I don't know anybody with that one. Let me look real quick. I have a list that I can search. A private list. Hmm. Oh, interesting. There's been a new discovery of a new group. There was the ones that were found that were one of the first apistos described in Peru, 1940 to 1910, or so 2010. Sorry about that. 1940 to 2010. So 70 plus years. Wow. So that's a long time to be studying one area in somewhere. Rosy loaches are fine. Yeah. Elk punch. Hello. Yeah. No, I don't see where to get them. Unfortunately, I would hope that maybe you could find them at the wet spot or something like that online if you're keeping your eye out, or if you even maybe tell them, like, this is what I'm thinking. Fishery off topic, but I was nerding out on a documentary by Forrest Galante, but then I remember you had a legit beef with him. Am I off base on that? No. What? Why are you trying to start? Why are you trying to start ish? Dude, Forrest Galante can eat my butt. I don't want to do it live right now. Well, the eating of the butt. No. I don't want to yeah, also Moonlight Aquatics, guys. Fishery 10% off their killer prices. Moonlight Aquatics is the other place this Black Friday where it's like, probably we might do a giveaway, but and no, the wet spot does not have a code for fishery, but I think still that Steenfot Aquatics has some code with them, but I can't remember what it is. But yeah, what I was gonna say though is that yeah, what's his name? Forrest Galante. He legitimately acts like he's an expert on any given thing. He just has an earth sciences, like biology degree, a general overview of biology, like a intro to biology kind of degree. And he comes in and he says like, oh, I'm going to hold this venomous snake. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Well, it's just, he has a crew that does it. And then he's always at like a hotel. It's like the Four Seasons in Costa Rica or something, you know, not literally, but like something like some eco tourist place. And he'll be like, oh, look at this rare thing I found. And clearly they're at the like damn zoo. It's that bad. Like his channel's that bad. And now the other thing, like, that's cheesy, but I can deal with it. The thing that makes me enraged is that you got people, myself included, who we work hard to go over research papers and to give credit where credit is due. When people like rediscover a fish that's been extinct for 30 years, or, you know, a fish that wasn't known to exist, they do the taxonomy on it, and then it turns out that there's actually two fish, or it covers one that existed. I like to tell those stories. They're interesting. They involve people's entire life commitment. And it's why we know a lot of things. It's also why we have a lot of applied sciences and things. And yet, like, Forrest Galante has this show called, like, Is It Extinct or Alive? And not one of the first season's 14 episodes were anything original. He has on there, he goes out fishing for the coelacanth off of South Africa. The coelacanth was rediscovered in 1934. It's 100 years ago now. What the hell is he talking about? I rediscovered a fish that's a dinosaur, only known to fossils. It was a woman too, by the way. So it drives me nuts to see this hour-long documentary where he has the locals doing all the work. He goes out there and then just holds it up and he's like, look what I rediscovered. And they build it up the whole time like, is it a fish? Is it going to be there? Is it not going to be there? I mean, here's the headline, you guys. It's fine if you enjoy the like watch cryptozoology and finding Bigfoot and Sasquatch hunters or aliens or poltergeist stuff, and, you know, oh, is it haunted or not? Whatever, I don't care. If you like that stuff, great. But if they discovered proof of life after death in any meaningful way that was at all scientific, that ish would be on the news a year before they did the post-production, the editing, and the promo for a TV show on cable. Can you imagine that? If they could prove there was another universe of creatures that could communicate with us, or a different, time reality field, or that we could communicate with the dead and undead, you don't think that would be on the news? You think that they could hold that secret for a $50,000 episode budget Discovery Channel show? It just it drives me insane. Like, you think you're gonna find Bigfoot? You think these guys stumbling around with like 80 grand in camera gear are gonna find Bigfoot? Like, they're not. They're gonna be like, oh look, I see some breath. I heard a noise. I heard a twig snap. It's the same shit every time. Where are you going, hon?
Right up to Marshall's.
Do you think you could burger me? I can write it down for you. They're quick. It's just their cheeseburger with ketchup and sauteed onions and fries. I'll treat myself. You can share them with me if you want. Thank you. All right, sorry about that, guys. My wife was going out, and she's getting me Five Guys burgers and fries. Anyways, so Forrest Galante, those are pet peeves, okay? You can still have fun, whatever. That's fine. If you want to go on these ghost shows and whatever, or, the biology shows are what bug me. Ghosts, that's not my problem. Ghosts, that's a different realm. You want to swindle people and make them feel bad about their dead relatives and all that shit, whatever. If that's your thing, more power to you. But when you go on and you say, I discovered a fish in India that's a blind snakehead fish, it is infuriating when the real story is that it was found by blind children at a school for the blind in India in the Western Ghat Mountains in 2022. They brought up an old bucket from an old well. The teacher took them out and was like, hey, let's see if this well still has anything in it. And then some older students at this school for the blind pull it up and they're like, I hear something, and they can hear really well. So they're like, oh, there's something in the bucket. Oh, it's some sort of worm or some sort of snake, and the teacher's like, no, it's a fish. It's a snakehead that lived in a cave, that somehow that same water table was shared with the cave and the well on this property. Well, brand new species, never before seen in science, discovered by blind kids. And guess what? It's blind because it's been living in a cave for 10,000 years, 100,000 years, whatever. That's a cool story. Forrest Galante having a feeling, going through, pretending like he's researching on the bunk of some boat or like on, highlighting stuff, and he's got like a polo shirt on, and he's, or he's got his safari gear on because he's a white Zimbabwean, which is a whole other angle that I won't go into. I'm sure there's plenty of very nice, non-racist white Zambians and Zimbabweans, but Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, if you grew up on a game farm and you were rich and then you fled when apartheid broke apart, and then later when Mugabe stopped protecting basically the white families that had a deal known as white Africans. I'm not just calling them that. It's problematic, even if he's a great guy. There's a problematic narrative there that he always glazes over. He's like, I had the most wonderful life. I grew up living, in the wild with elephants and, deadly snakes and the black mamba and this and that and all the other. Yeah, well, a game farm is a little different. On top of that, it was like a for-profit like tour place. It wasn't a national park or anything. And anyways, so we have a right to know. The thing that really annoys me though is that then he comes out and he says like all that, and then at the same time he's selling stuff like Magic Mind. I see these ads for him selling Magic Mind. Oh, it's the magic of mushrooms. When you say it's the magic of mushrooms, I'm sorry, people are expecting something in particular with those words. Not 5-HTP and some other crappy like neurogenic BS that was popular with like bloggers in like 1994 that you could get at GNC. Also, he helps sell stuff that he doesn't know what he's talking about. We're talking about Forrest Galante, but he does sell a couple different products that are just like, he acts as though he's a biologist. He acts as though they're a psychedelic or mind. He's like, it's just like Adderall. I never took Adderall, but it's just like Adderall. Like that's how it helps you get things done. One, that's extremely irresponsible to say. But two, like you're a biology guy. You don't have a pharmacology degree. You can have an opinion, but when you go out and you make ads and you sell things like that, when you have millions of followers, it's screwed up. But they want exactly, Michelle, this is what they want. Anything containing that. Now, I've already had my channel taken down 3 times for stuff related to this word, right? These 2 words right here, just for talking about it in one episode, showing pictures of them in another episode while we just happened to be going for a walk while I was live. I was like, hey, look at those. Those are poisonous. Don't eat them. They are. And I said the name, boom, channel gone for 2 weeks. Anyways, Robert Baker, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it very much. Also, and I did see, guys, the Kent AJDK, and I didn't say it because I'm a dummy. I'm so sorry, Kent, but I saw it. Thank you so much for the super sticker as well. And also James Holbrook, I saw you too, buddy. I saw you. I'm sorry, I guess got carried away. I see you again, James. Holy smokes, with the super sticker. But Forrest Galante, he also does these things. So apparently he's going to do another like thylacine or the Tasmanian tiger coming back to life type thing. But he gets on these really weird spaces that are like kind of like Joe Rogan, adjacent comedians, and kind of like some of the male health and or like the guys who kind of sell like Liver King type stuff. It's kind of a weird sphere that he's in for being, trying to pitch himself as like an Animal Planet type guy, right? And he has never published a paper. He has never done field research other than performatively for camera. So he has never had a job where he like tagged anything or like, did surveys out in the field. So it's very misrepresentative when he goes out and he says he's doing research to discover if this fish is extinct or may actually still exist, when the paper was published 5 damn years ago by a hardworking team of grad students that did all the work. And then he sits in like the capital city and has them bring him the animal. And if a lot of the shots you can see, he's like against like a building and you can see lights and things like that. And they're just not lights that would be anywhere near out in some remote mountain range. They're like city lights, and their hotel, has an AC unit, and you can tell it's like Calcutta or something, but it's like, you're not going out to these remote places. I don't know. It makes me very, very, it makes me very, very worked up. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Yeah. And I am actually somebody who, I'm somebody who is a proponent of psilocin, psilocybin, baeocystin, and things like cordyceps and lion's mane, reishi, chaga. I know, let me be careful here. I don't know what's right for you. I know a lot about those things for me. with my autoimmune issues and things. I have had positive impacts in specific areas, like avoiding getting sick as often and things, from cordyceps, from chaga, and from agiricon, basically mycelium tissue that Paul Stamets that I got from him. And yeah, hey, you always catch me in mid live stream. Thank you, Queen Kai. You guys are all far too kind. Yes, and I am passing time until the Five Guys comes back, until my wife comes back with the Five Guys and fries. Burgers and fries, I should say. You know how much a burger is in Seattle now? So one cheese. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me see here. So one burger with 2 patties that are each a quarter pound. So it's a half pound. Once it's cooked, it's a third pound. But half pound when it's not cooked yet. Never frozen, which is good. Organic, no antibiotics, no steroids. And it's guaranteed to be from within like 100 miles up here. So I like that. I need protein to heal from my autoimmune stuff and from the current like wound in my leg. So I do like good quality protein. And that is the only like fast food place, so to speak, if you want to call it that, that they tell you right on the board where it came from, like what farm their beef came from that day. At least the ones around here in Seattle do. I think they do that everywhere, but they do that in Seattle. And you can like Google it and see what the farm's about. And it changes from time to time. Sometimes they're getting it from another place. And if I'm going to eat meat, I don't like the industrial complex that is like processed meat and industrial meat. I think we should be eating the organ meat. I think we should be eating, the more wild stuff. And it might surprise some people, but I would rather hunt and eat and use the bone, use the hide, make necklaces, jewelry, stuff like that. I would rather do that than eat like a rotisserie chicken from Costco that is 12 weeks old when it's slaughtered, because it's been genetically selected and modified to the point where it's so well endowed in the breast meat area that it can't stand, and it just sits in a box for like 6 weeks of its life, just being like funnel fed food basically. So am I like vegan or anything? Not at all. But I try to avoid that stuff, especially the kind of treatment that is for the animals. And I personally, it really pains me to kill something like a chicken or a, pheasant, chicken, a deer. Really, really, really makes me emotional. And I'll admit it, like it brings me to tears to have to go up and see what I did when I've killed deer. But at the same time, I promise them that, I'm going to use their meat, their energy, that there's too many around here where I live. But, I think that is something that we could do a much better job with as a society than the way we currently raise meat. Now, another thing is people always complain about the environment and meat. I know we're not talking about fish right now, but I'm on a tangent, so just go with it because I'm waiting for my burger. But the other thing is like hot dogs, hamburgers. That's the recycling of meat. So like if you if you are a vegan, don't give people crap for eating that, because they're eating like the head cheese and like the leg meat and weird stuff that doesn't get rendered up properly otherwise. So side with those people eating the weird cheap value meat hot dogs and stuff. That's the stuff that's going to go to waste or become dog food or something. But if it's edible, a lot of the stuff though that we think of as not food anymore, just like bruised apples and like stuff like, you know, oh, there's bugs in the food or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. Just cook it and eat it, or just eat it. Most of it is fine. But yes, I agree. Loretta Jackson, good to see you, Loretta. And Randall Ben, what's going on? Good to see you too. I've been on for about an hour and 40 minutes so far. But I was going to say that, yeah, when the zombie apocalypse comes, I'm going to survive on cherry shrimp. Yeah. My dad, of course, the first thing he said when I got them was he came over and he goes, you know, he's tapping on the glass and he's like, not very big for cocktail shrimp, you know, just thinks he's so funny. But yeah, I also have lived on permaculture, agricultural type farms where we have had, you know, a pond set up, and then we have chickens outside that, and then we use the chicken manure for, like, you know, strawberry, like bed fertilization, blueberry, you know, spinach, kale, that kind of stuff, char, and then fish, tilapia, and then the water is going through all that. We've had several systems like that where I've lived. We tried to do trout in a bigger system with enough aeration, and chilling was really the hardest part. But yeah, I've lived several times for over 10 years on intentional communities when I was in college, from age 19 upward to around 28. I lived with people that were either collective or living off the land or farm somehow. They were nearby cities, though. Like, we're like 40-minute drive from downtown Bellingham, which is, you know, 100,000 people, college town kind of thing. It's kind of like Asheville or I don't know, Portland, Maine or something. Ocala, Florida. Texarkana, Texas. Anyways, yeah, and fish. I eat fish. I go fishing and I eat fish. I'm allergic to shellfish. Can't eat them, but I wish I could, because I would eat a lot of them because they're lower on the surface. They're lower on the food chain. I can't eat a lot of insects because I get allergies too. And it's because of the iodine in them. I'm allergic to the natural iodine that are in shellfish. And apparently a bunch of little microcrustaceans and stuff like that also have, and even some grubs and things, have some shellfish. There's a Texarkana, Arkansas. I'm thinking of the one in Texas. Like right on the border of... well, actually, is it on the border of Louisiana? I think it is, isn't it? I don't want to be too dumb and be wrong. I should know. I have family living there. Robbie's on bicycles 2x10. Tower Big Ben. The cheeks of the little children. Pendulum swing like a pendulum do. Robbie's on bicycles 2x2. Westminster Abbey at the Tower Big Ben. The rosy red cheeks of the little children. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I guess Texarkana technically is... Yeah, it is on the Arkansas. That's right. I forgot how close Arkansas and Louisiana are there. They're only 10 miles. Wow. Texarkana is only 10 miles from Louisiana. Wow. It's only 20 miles from Shreveport. Wow. Shreveport's a good sized town too. Anyways, just about a mile from Texarkana. Yeah. Used to have chickens, but my neighbor complained. That's why I'm looking at quails. Did you know their eggs don't carry salmonella? They can safely... you know, most birds they're not going to have like salmonella in the egg. The egg is a sterile environment. It's if there is any fecal matter or other contamination in the area where the birds live. So whether that's from a freaking salamander that crawls over the egg, or whether that's from slaughter of other animals and uncleanliness, or whether that's from the chickens pooping and it being on their feathers and them, sitting on it and stuff. But yeah, that's why you contract that. The egg itself is sterile of all species. And yeah, it can go bad. But until the integrity of that shell is broken, usually it's, a free of any harmful bacteria. You can just eat that wherever. Salamander. Yeah, we had goats and sheep at different points in time. I don't like so I like the goats that eat like shrubbery and that you can like. We had those fainting goats. We had 28 people living in an old convent, and yeah, it smelled like patchouli and wet flannel, but it had goats, and there were two that this gal just was obsessed with getting for like 2 years. Finally, she got them. She found someone who had the little fainting goats from Tunisia or whatever, wherever they're from, the ones that climb stuff too. And yeah, she got the fainting goats, and they lived happily ever after. The most money we that ever came out of that was nothing we sold that was like, we tried sewing goods. I made some money painting. We did forge, like we did ceramics and stuff. We did all sorts of schemes to make money that was like making arts, crafts, using like clay from the local streams and stuff. But raising tilapia, for instance, was another one. And then we made like dried tilapia, which I think is disgusting, but some people will be into that. It's like a very low fat, high protein meat. But yeah, the thing that made them the most money was selling those baby goats. They were like $3,000 or $4,000 a baby goat. Dried tilapia, yeah, tilapia, like tilapia jerky, basically. Disgusting. It would be smoked and seasoned. Just because you smoke and season stuff doesn't mean it's going to make it palatable. A lot of that stuff is terrible. We also would make pemmican and hardtack just because there's all these old books talking about how to do it. And so, we figured, well, if it worked back then, let's try it out. Baby goats aren't that expensive. Just the fainting ones 20 years ago were really expensive. I don't know how expensive they are now, but something about the ones that climb the tree and faint, which it seems like two bad traits to have in combo. Did you shave your head and hand out pamphlets at the airport? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ironically, most people were not religious in that household in any way. Not even like New Age religious. Most of them were like computer type people. They like worked. A lot of tech people that worked remotely back when that was not a thing for anybody other than like hacker type people. Like a lot of server and I call them dungeon masters, but basically, like web server hosts, and like we had a bunch of servers in the house and we had stuff wired to that crazy nunnery. Was there free love? Yes, there was amongst most of the people there. Patchouli, wet flannel, clove cigarettes. Yeah, it did smell something like that. More like another herb, though, most of the time. But again, like we didn't allow anybody, like one of the house rules that the only way you can have 28 people and it not get ugly. One of the rules too was like, if anybody was annoyed by anybody's smell, like we were like on that, because a lot of people shared rooms too, or slept in, like, there were a couple rooms that were like super cheap, and you could sleep like 6 people to like an old rec room or some sort of room in the, it was a, like I said, a nunnery type place, like a, what do you call it? A monastery. Like there were, convent, is that the name of it? I guess I don't know the official name. It's where monks or nuns would live in like a dormitory next to a church. They tore down the original church, but the building was still out there, and it was out in the country, and it used to hold, I think it was designed for about 20 people to live in. So there was kind of like a bathroom and then like these cell like rooms where 2 people would live. So convent, I guess. Yeah, maybe that's a good way to put it. But we also like kicked holes through the wall of a bunch of rooms, and we put like a concert venue in the basement, and the trees outside were connected with all these nets, and we put like a boat in one of the trees up 50 feet, and built crazy tree houses. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But and also we got raided by the ATF and the FBI, both of which found nothing. They arrested 2 people for simple possession of the green stuff back in the day. That's all they were able to come up with. We were not up to anything nefarious, and so many rumors went on about what went on in that house of college kids. But it was just a cheap place to live, full of really like people who didn't want to live in a system where you had to pay taxes and support a government or a system that you weren't ethically okay with at the time. That was kind of what most of the people were there for. That, and for community support of like, there were a couple kids that lived there, and like a couple of families that had young kids, and they kind of had like a little group of them that would like take turns watching the kids each day, and then the other ones would go to work. So they were people who didn't have any family in town, and like that was their family. Now, a lot of us have stayed really close over the years, which is kind of cool. Yeah, he's just waiting on his Five Guys speaking. Yeah, now we're not talking about fish whatsoever. And I apologize. But actually, let's see here. I think I just got a text from the wife. I think she just said, yes. She said, yeah, can you come out? Yeah, okay. Yeah, she needs help with groceries too. It sounds like a homeless camp. It was a really nice camp, actually. Like, we had skill shares. We had a place called, if you look it up, it's called the Alternative Library and the Karate Church. So one of my best friends, very smart guy, computer programmer for hire, I guess you'd call it. But he bought an old church that was a building built in the 1880s on the top of the hill in Bellingham, Washington. And it looks out over the San Juan Islands and over this beautiful view of mountains, Mount Baker, the San Juan Islands, the Salish Sea, Bellingham Bay, Lummi Island, and all of the city. And it had a pew, and you could crawl up in it, and his bedroom was a mattress and a lounge chair up at the top of this pew that went up like 100 feet. So cool. But yeah, I will let Lara know that y'all said hi. I will. But yeah, I missed that place. I had fish there at that house too. I had guppies. I was breeding guppies there. More likes than currently watching. I like that. U.S. Marine Corps. Yeah. Well, thanks. Welcome. Who would have thought on the day where I just go off the rails, like I do a big old ad for you, for Aquatic Arts. Honestly, though, they have some crazy deals I wanted to shout out. We'll look at the Moonlight Aquatic deals soon too, because I think he's getting a new shipment. Maybe today. Might be today. I'll have to double check with him. But again, that's pretty awesome. But that was when I was living in Bellingham, and rent was usually somewhere between $800 and $1,600 a month. I paid $290 a month with utilities to live in that commune house, and had my own, like, well, okay, it wasn't quite my own room, but I had like it was like an L-shaped room, and the bathroom, only 3 of us used that bathroom. So yeah. But if you live in Bellingham, you probably know where the Karate Church is. It's now a music venue and a place called the Alternative Library, where they have more comic books, political zines, you know, whatever you want to call them, but like handouts, pamphlets from college campuses around the world. They have either a copy of or the original of, like, stapled together or folded handouts. I think they had over 20,000 of them, whether it's political stuff or music stuff or whatever, but different stuff, religious stuff, whatever it may be. My buddy has the largest library of that stuff. And I mean, it's like, I think like it had to move to like an 8,000 or 9,000 square foot building to be housed. That's how much it was. Yes, it's the Karate Church of Elf Defense. Yep, exactly. That my buddy David Zhang owns it. He's one of my best friends. He was my best man at my wedding, actually. Timothy, wait, where'd it goes? Timo, Theo, Leah. I don't know how to say your name. There's like 3 different sections to your name, and I feel like I could say all of them. Anyways, guys. Hey, Mick, thanks, buddy. All right. So, yeah, again, Ember Tetras were like, I don't know, what did we decide they were? I can't remember what my brain said, but it was like buy 6, get another 6, and it was like $9.99 for 6. So it was 12 for 6. Was that what it was? Crazy deals when you get to their BOGO Black Friday deals. But any of their deals that are green right now, they have those Lake Malawi Cares fish. They have some of their Malagasy cichlids that were going to be like $40 a pop, $35 a pop, that just never sold. And now they're just offloading them, it looks like, for like $8, probably like what they paid originally for the babies before they grew them up for 6 months. Pretty wild, but really good deal if you're looking for any of those fish. They're pretty hard to find, and they just happen to have some of those. But yeah. Mick, yep, grew up always being in nature here in Sweden. Berries, mushroom, fish. Yes, I love that stuff too. Yeah, me too. And, you know, if it weren't for my health, I would be more into that. The problem is, you know, it's my allergies seasonally, even just like that. Like, I can't be outside for a week camping even anymore without needing to shower or, you know, like, and yeah, I can hop in the river or whatever, but I get pretty run down after a while, and, you know, have to go into town and get medication. It's a bummer. I used to be so carefree about it. Just go camp for 2 weeks or whatever. And I miss that. I took that for granted at the time. I mean, I appreciated it, but I took for granted like how easy it was for me to go do that. I thought the hard part was like, oh, I'm getting bug bites, and, you know, oh, I don't have internet access, and I wonder what my parents and my friends are up to. But, oh, I'm outside. It's beautiful. I'm going to pay attention to my couple friends that are with me, or, you know, just alone, either way. But now my life is so domesticated and indoors. It's a big change, but I also love so many things about this too. So, you know, same with my days when I kind of transitioned to the art collective in Seattle. So, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go help my wife. She's pulling up right now. I just saw the headlights. But thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for the super chats, for the super Sasquatch, for letting me vent, and for if you guys want to help out yourselves, hit up Aquatic Arts on their BOGO deals. They're on their homepage. Go to their 4 Black Fridays. It's the number 4, and it'll change next week, midweek, probably like around Wednesday or Thursday, I'm guessing, and or maybe even just Friday. But they're gonna do a whole new round of crazy deals too. So keep posted. They got stuff up their sleeve, and yeah. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Also, the GoFundMe to help cover funeral expenses for Jacob are unfortunately in the description, link below. All right, you guys have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you. Yeah, it usually changes on Friday. I just don't know if because of Black Friday, if they're gonna like let it out on Thursday maybe, or Cyber Monday, or if there's, I have to double check when the next change happens. But I'm sure it'll probably be a rolling thing. Usually on Black Friday, they kind of roll it out, new things every single day over the whole weekend. JP Jeffries, hello and goodbye. All right, guys, much love. I will talk to you later after I eat my hamburger. Bye, guys. Rolling.